Camera, sound, marker, and action. Welcome to Tabletop Cinema, where we bring together the worlds of filmmaking, tabletop role-playing, and video games. I'm your host, Mikey, a freelance filmmaker, tabletop RPG game master, and variety streamer on Twitch, and today is the finale of our first playthrough of Homeworld 3. We worked our way up from Homeworld 1, 2, Deserts of Karak, and now we are about to conclude the campaign of 3. We have a couple missions left. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for coming in so early. Vanwa, Zen, Fluffy Weirdo, Blushing Peony, Izzy, Darth. Alright, we're back now. The good bot. So yesterday I just learned about the whole ad scheduling thing. Like, ads are an unavoidable part of Twitch. And if ad scheduling is disabled, everyone gets a pre-roll. And there really is no winning solution. Like, a lot of streamers have different ad schedules. Some prefer having the pre-roll. Everyone gets a pre-roll when they get in, and then no more ads. Some prefer mid-rolls. Some prefer 3 minutes every hour. It's a me problem. But we're testing it out, and of course, we'd love your feedback if you are, and what kind of schedule you prefer in terms of ads. Again, I really appreciate you guys sticking around despite all that, but it also helps, apparently, for some people who just come into the stream, they want to check us out, but they get hit by a pre-roll. That can suck as well. Fluffy Weirdo. You always say, hello? No problem, Fluffy Weirdo. A hello is a hello. We've been doing it for more than 2 years already. You know, clapperboard? Exactly. You know what? I'm so frustrated, Dodo. I had this clapperboard that I was so attached to. I brought it to every set I was on. It is my own personal clapperboard. I would put it in my messenger bag, and it came in handy so many times. And on one shoot, it just vanished. I don't know who took it. Whoever you are, whoever took my clapperboard, like, why? It is my clapperboard. I marked a lot of shots with that clapperboard, and you had to take it away from me? My slate? Come on. So, I don't know, ever since then, I never got another clapperboard. I just use whatever's on set if there is one. It just sucks. But yeah, welcome in, Dodo. We are on Buran Ice Shelf. I believe this is 10 out of 13. We have like 3 more missions to go. Pre-roll ads are good if someone is a regular viewer. They know what to expect from your channel. But as a new viewer, I don't like pre-rolls. It's not an easy decision. Thank you for the comment, Darth. Yeah, it's really not an easy decision. So I was like doing some research over the weekend because I decided to check all my settings to make sure that they were all okay. Then I saw the ads thing, and then I noticed, yeah, there are like 3 main solutions to it, which is 1, just leave it off, leave ad scheduling off. Everyone gets a pre-roll, but after that pre-roll, they will no longer get ads. The second solution is have like have mid-roll ads. Every 30 minutes, a minute and 30 ad will play. Some people don't like that. And the third one is have a 3-minute ad every hour. And why you do this is because for people who are curious about how it works, every 1 minute and 30 ad played disables pre-roll ads for everyone for 30 minutes. So the mentality there is, for example, if you do a 3-minute ad every hour, it'll disable pre-rolls for everyone for an hour. So people can just come in and they won't be bothered by ads. They can see the streamer right away, they can see the community right away, and see if it's a good fit for them. So we're just doing that. That's annoying. I see most people just clapping hands for the cuts, but for Filmmaker, I expect the real board. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, usually, especially if it's just for client work or there is really no need for a slate or a clapperboard, it's a very informal setting. People just clap, which is enough. Okay, like if you're just shooting for like an event pre-roll, you don't really need to mark everything. But if you're really building a story, if it's a really big shoot, it will really help your editor to see those slates. The slates are for the editor, okay? Because when you pass it on to the editor, they see it. This is scene A. This is scene 3, shot A. take 5. And then it really helps because then the script supervisor will hand over the notes and show that, okay, take 5 notes. This is the overall best take, but there is some inconsistency with the Starbucks cup in the shot. Stuff like that, which will avoid blunders like certain big shows which had a Starbucks cup in the shot, and for some reason or another they missed that, probably because it wasn't noted and people just didn't, I don't know, slate their shots correctly. Anyway, thank you for staying here, guys. We are gonna get started. You expect you to have watched Dana's Villain. Well, thankfully I have watched that. Like, again, I am quite insecure in terms of calling myself a filmmaker, to be honest, full transparency, because when you label yourselves as a filmmaker, a lot of people do expect you to have this extensive watched library. Like, I've watched like all the different waves of European cinema, and I know all like the directors, and I know their favorite cinematographers, and I know who they love to edit with, and then I can like call out, oh, this is definitely the work of this cinematographer or this editor. But that is kind of a different culture entirely. I guess if you just do shoot videos, if you do like telling stories and creating things like that, then you are a filmmaker, I guess. So I tell myself. Anyway, you just watched Scott Pilgrim the anime, binge it back to back in a few hours. Nice. I actually enjoy the anime. I enjoy the anime. I did watch it in the English dub though, which was, I just had to get used to the English dub. I felt like the energy of the Japanese dub matched the Scott Pilgrim anime a bit more. But I mean, it is nice hearing the movie cast again. It's fine. You're not a good viewer, you don't get that. Totally fine. Like, feel free to use ad blockers if you need to. I do not like ads, okay? But the only way to get rid of ads on Twitch is using an ad blocker or what's the other word? Twitch Turbo. See, don't ban me, Twitch. I am talking about Twitch Turbo, which people don't really know about. So Twitch Turbo is their premium subscription, which you don't get any ads on Twitch. It's like YouTube Premium, but for Twitch. So yeah. Play Immortality will show you why it exists, for example, staying in the game territory. I loved Immortality, right? And I did say that when we were going through Immortality. It is also a great insight into what an editor's perspective is. Like, it's super basic. It's not really an editor's suite of tools, but you will see how important the slate is. You see it in media. Like, you clap it, like the clapperboard, the slate, whatever you want to call it. But all those details are relevant to the editor. So when you're going through Immortality, it was such a treat because you're saying, oh wait, this is like take 5. Oh, I know the shot. And it's from a different angle, different perspective. And it's a different take, meaning there might be a slightly different performance, and an inconsistency between the takes leads to a different story being told in the context of Immortality. So that is great. Creativity doesn't mean all are the same. The English video is actually the original recording of the anime. Yeah, if so, then I guess because the cast isn't really known to be voice actors. They are screen actors, and that can be a big difference, I guess. I mean, overall, I love the English dub. I just loved hearing it's like a big reunion. It is great hearing all the original cast members of the live action, at least. But for some, it just didn't really match the energy. But again, it is great. I really did enjoy the Scott Pilgrim anime. I will say, though, that if you're not familiar with the Scott Pilgrim live action, again, no spoilers, but I would consider the anime a sequel of sorts. Like, I don't think you should watch the anime without watching the live action first. Honestly, like, I didn't. It is so different. It is not an adaptation exactly. It is a very different story from the live action, but it kind of picks off at some point in the live action. When you watch the anime after watching the live action, you will understand what I talk about. The details, clapping, turning around at the end, stuff like that. Yep, Immortality was such an experience. It is still one of my favorite streams ever. It is so good. And the fact that some of the creative team also dropped by our stream on Immortality to share their thoughts, their process, and their love for the work as well it just really inspired me to just keep going. So if you have not played Immortality yet, it is on Game Pass, and it is on Steam also, I believe, and it is well worth the experience. It's plays more like an FMV. It's not exactly a game per se, but it's as if you're stepping into the boots of an editor and you're looking through lost footage, found footage, and it gets super awesome and bizarre. Like, I would highly recommend it. Even auteurs aren't the same. Yokotaro and Kojima, for instance, he approaches game development more from a business. And thank you, it's reassuring, Izzy. That's what I have to remind myself as well, because yes, there are certain, like, you expect, for example, oh, Kojima, he probably knows everything about cinema. But realistically, you are right. We all have our different approaches, our different inspirations, and we come from different backgrounds entirely. Like, I cannot, and I don't think it's also something to brag about in terms of like, oh, I watched 1,000 films and you've only watched 100. It's like, what do you take out of those films? And admittedly, part of the process is media consumption, because as a creative, admittedly, realistically, so much of your growth and inspiration and tastes is developed by what you consume. You are what you eat. You are what you consume, to a certain extent, of course. But it does enable you to see new viewpoints. That's why it's always refreshing watching a new director or a new film, because you never really know what to expect. You might think, oh, I love that, or I didn't love that. And over time, it kind of cultivates your own perception of what kind of stories you want to tell. So, I'm mostly a video game background, and I am definitely a supporter of video games as art, as, to a certain extent, cinema, interactive cinema. I will forever fight people when they say that video games cannot tell good stories. So that's my background. And I can say, okay, you watch 1,000 films, but perhaps I played 1,000 games. No, I didn't, chat. You can also kind of get angry at me for not playing a lot of classic games, But the point is, I have so many years invested in video games that this is where my storytelling proclivities and my taste comes from. It's a lot from video games and the books that I read along the way. Yo, it's a ponder kind. Hold up. I need to make sure I didn't miss any chat. Live action is very good in general, so it's worth watching that. Yeah, Scott Pilgrim, a lot of people got the wrong thing out of Scott Pilgrim in the same way a lot of people got the wrong message from 500 Days of Summer in terms of how, what a healthy relationship is like. But Scott Pilgrim's a coming of age. You can excuse their stupidity, and Scott is not exactly a role model to follow. And this is something that's addressed in the anime, so I really appreciate that. But I loved Sam Fisher. I love Sam Fisher, but I also loved Scott Pilgrim when it came out. Sorry, because I was reading Sam and Manon actually were at Summer Games Fest together. They haven't said officially, but maybe they're working on one of the new projects together. I suppose you've seen Project C. I've heard rumblings that they were developing another game, so that's super awesome. And for those who are curious about Manon Gage, she streams, and she was recently going through Citizen Sleeper. So check out Manon Gage. I believe it's also the same name. Her streamer name is also Manon Gage. She is a pretty cool as a streamer. She's also pretty cool, and if you can ask her questions about her work as an actor and on Immortality and everything. So Manon Gage also does stream story-focused games. She went through Disco Elysium, if you want to check that out, and she's currently going through Citizen Sleeper. So, Ponder, hopefully you're getting the rest you need. Congratulations again on defeating that boss. We hit another boss battle, but I mostly blame Andrew. Who is Andrew? Well, you'll find out more about who Andrew is and why he is such an asshole if you check out Ponder's streams. So please join us in following Ponder, kind of one of my absolute favorite streamers. Thank you for being here. Thank you for dropping by. We're about to start. Like, there's not much left in the game, okay? There's only 3 missions left. Steam said you played exactly 69 games last year. Never play another game, pal. Never ever play another game. You are trapped by the funny number. Welcome in, pal. Andrew's disgusting. You and your homies all hate Andrew. Yeah, we all hate Andrew. If there's anyone named Andrew in chat, rest assured it's not you. It's Andrew. Have I seen this game yet? Unsighted. Two Brazilian trans girls. Really cool game ideas. Let me check this out. Abyss Zero. Oh, the one of the PS1 like graphics. This is the one, right? The blocky. Well, I guess you could say PS2. I don't know, chat. My childhood memory is shit. But yeah, I believe I saw the trailer of Abyss Zero. For some reason though, it's not in my wish list. My wish list it. Anyway. Have you played American Arcadia yet? Tego highly recommended American Arcadia. He said it would be right up my alley. It is wishlisted, but this is what we got upcoming, chat. I'm actually grateful that we will be able to finish Homeworld 3 and free up our schedule, because this Friday is already the Elden Ring DLC, so I do need to make sure that my character is prepared. I'm just going to be taking in my very first Elden Ring character, okay? Like, she has pretty much, I don't know, 300 stats. I spent 200 hours on her. She could just pretty much use any build and experiment with it, but it's been years since I played Elden Ring, so I just have to make sure that I'm DLC ready for Friday. And then Dawn Trail, Final Fantasy XIV Early Access is releasing next week, so I do need to get some raid time in. So it's Elden Ring, Final Fantasy XIV, and Tavern Talk. We were able to secure a review code for Tavern Talk. So thank you to developers. Thank you to the developers of Tavern Talk. So we will be playing a review in progress. We'll be basically playing and reviewing the game at the same time. It'll be the first time we've ever done that. We're going to be looking at it from not only a reviewer's perspective, but also a gamer and filmmaker's perspective, I guess. But yeah, Tavern Talk demo was fun. We secured a review copy, so we'll be playing that tomorrow, I believe. But there will be a review embargo. It can only be up to Act 1, but we will share our thoughts on that and it's also full transparency in terms of, at least when I do my little review of the game, for what it's worth, there will be kind of like a record of what exactly did I play and experience to actually inform this review. So yeah, thank you for that suggestion, Izzy. Yeah, Andrew is the only Andrew we hate. Yeah, Andrew. But thank you for the reminder, Pao. It is on my wish list. American Arcadia does sound like something right up our alley. Exactly. Mega Man Legends. Honestly, chat, I loved Mega Man X. Or when I played it, it was Rockman. Rockman X was my jam. And then when I got a bit older, Mega Man Legends was my home for the Mega Man mythos. I fucking loved Mega Man Legends. What build would you be bringing to the DLC? My answer to that, Mikshu, is yes. For some reason or another, okay, Mikshu, I farmed the hell out of everything. And I just built up for no reason whatsoever, except I was just addicted to the game. So all my stats are like 300 or something, or basically, I can basically run any build. So I honestly don't know, because I forgot how to play the game. So my character is like an empty vessel entering the DLC, and we're going to try everything we pick up. So at least we won't be locked out from interesting builds, because we can do any build given the stats that we have. Equipment is another matter, but I think I ended with a faith int heavy build. I think I was faith dominant, but I think I transitioned to int dominant. I don't remember, but nothing is dominant anymore because they're all the same. They're all like 300 or 150. I don't remember the stat distribution. But in terms of the build, I used to be faith and I became int, I believe. But Mikshu is here. Mikshu plays a lot of Souls-like games. Currently playing Pray of the Gods, Pray for the Gods, Pray of the Gods. It reminded me so much of Shadow of the Colossus. It was a good time. Check out Mikshu, an up-and-coming streamer. And we love Mikshu in this house, as Pounder would say. Arcadia is much recommended. Would be cool to see what you think. Thank you for the vote of confidence in that. I will definitely... It's definitely on the list for our... Because I don't want to like fill up the whole schedule with super spoiler Elden Ring and super spoiler Dawn Trail. So I'll try to save some days for smaller games like Tavern Talk, American Arcadia, and all sorts of things like that. Okay, thank you for joining us for the Just Chatting segment. We're going to be jumping into Buran Ice Shelf. But yeah, good luck to all you Elden Ring preppers right now. Like literally most of the people I'm following on Twitch right now are playing Elden Ring at this moment because 3 more days for the DLC, chat. And then it's on. Imagine actually going through game backlogs. I bought the Steam Deck because I thought it would help me get through the backlogs. It just made my backlog even larger. Screw you, Steam Deck. I'm just joking. I love the Steam Deck, but I hate Andrew. Check this out! It's trippy dream sequences, just like Dune.
I am sorry for your loss.
You show your naivete. The mission suggests this is an inconvenience. We are navigators. We are above care.
So this is the big bad.
You refuse to accept what you became the moment you bent hyperspace to your will.
She wants to weaponize hyperspace.
Separate and superior.
I am still a Hagaran. My fleet is at my back. We fight together. We risk death together.
Tiamat thought the same. You were not there with her as the hull plating enwrapped her like an ice-cold blanket. You did not hear the hiss of the plasma torches as they sealed her in. You did not watch her scour whole fleets from the skies of their homeworlds, then return to her own to find herself distrusted and hated. And you were not there the day she returned to re-educate her people in the ways and meaning of her will. But you will learn. Everything is heard in the void. And there is nowhere you can go that I will not find you. Vicious girl.
Reminds me of a Florence and the Machine song. Rabbit-hearted girl, then lion-hearted girl. I love Florence and the Machine. Check their music out. Yeah, weaponized hyperspace. Basically, they're using a hyperspace network. So basically, the universe is linked by hyperspace gates. And it's an interesting concept to use it to shape space and time. So using that network to basically play God Simulator or Universe Builder Simulator. I don't know if you've played that game, but that's basically it. All your new saves are over at NG+2, so you'll need to start a new save. For Elden Ring, I never went to New Game Plus, so I'm super vanilla, just maxed out. And we're gonna be playing the DLC on a new game regular setting. Speaking of Ueda games, interesting to see Epic Games fully footing the bill for this next game. Oh, Epic. Oh, yeah, Epic's still doing the game thing. I would play the next Ueda game, even though I have not played a lot of the Ueda games before. You plan to start a new game, make a build where you just use grease for element damage, because all your saves are at least New Game Plus 3. Man, you New Game Plusers. Amazing, though.
Hyperspace successful.
What I love about Elden Ring is that everyone has their own build. Even very similar builds are played very differently. So, like, watching someone play Elden Ring, you will be assured that, oh, they have their own playstyle, their own build, their own equipment. And yes, there are cookie cutter meta builds, but for me at least, I just used what I loved. What I enjoyed. And overall, I love the experience.
Mothership hiding in Nebula. I'm picking up heavy sensor interference on all channels.
Okay, look at our fleet chat.
Is rich in deuterium crystal deposits.
Destroying the War Sage and his fleet of the Veil has bought us time. But the Queen's forces will converge from across the anomaly as soon as they pick us up. We must be careful.
So basically, in summary, we are looking for our grandmother, Karen Sajet, who went missing after looking into the anomaly. The anomaly was basically the source of a lot of destruction in the galaxy, and we found out that there is a higher power entity controlling this hyperspace network to reshape the universe into their image. So, but in order to fully get through into our side, they need the 3 progenitor cores, hyperspace cores, which our grandmother Karen Zajet used on her mothership. So we found out that she went into hiding to prevent the big bad from finding the 3 hyperspace cores. But now, in our search for our grandmother, we've led the enemy to her. So, well, we have the upper hand. We got here first. So, let's find her grandmother, Karen Zajet. But I remember that scene in Star Wars Wanderer where they hyperspaced through into the enemy fleet. I mean, it looked cool. So you can actually do that. Personal time in Elden Ring, 0. Yeah, I mean, I did say, right, that I would get the hype bug. I mean, because the thing is, I have like 200 plus hours clocked into Elden Ring. Hours of my life vanished, and I'm not even a huge Souls-like player. There was just something about Elden Ring that just drew me in. So I want to give the DLC a shot to see if it captures that magic again. Because I remember playing the DLC of Dark Souls. Of Bloodborne. And Dark Souls, I think. Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne. But their DLC was great. Their DLC was so good. In a similar way as the DLC for The Witcher 3 was very good. So I'm willing to go back into Elden Ring. Are you excited for the martial arts weapon in the DLC? There are martial arts weapons? Hell yeah. Okay, see, like I want to try these new things. So that's why I'm bringing in my old character. She can just use everything she needs. So I don't have to worry about, oh, I'm not statted for this. It's like, you are already statted high enough. Do anything you wish. It looked cool. Why do they never do that? It seems so effective, right? Like, why not just send them on autopilot and then hyperspace through everything? I don't know.
We're off sensors.
Okay. So I'll apologize in advance. I will do my best to catch up with chat, but RTS games take so much brain power.
We can use it to get closer to the Karsajuk's last known position. We're already picking up high-powered enemy sensors throughout this region. The pulse levels look optimized to pick up a mothership-class vessel. The crystal cloud will not hide the mothership from these sensors.
So...
Intel, I'm picking up a capital-class hyperspace signature.
Confirmed. Incarnate carrier group, heavy escort. Their comms are quiet. They haven't spotted us yet.
Their fleets react faster than we ever could. They must be scattering groups all over the shelf.
Welcome back, Vanwa. We just started the mission. We were on just chatting for a while.
The mothership
9 or so new weapon types. I want to try them all, Darth.
In the region. The Queen won't hold back if she finds us. Keep the Karkushan in the cloud and out of sensor range.
I thought you said the sensor...
Use the fleet to destroy the sensor posts and anything else that might detect the mothership. Clear a path.
Sure. Again, though, I will say it's such a beautiful game, this. And there's really no other game like it.
The advanced sensor post will still detect the mothership inside the crystal cloud. Do not advance until
Torpedo
the path
frigate.
is clear.
You are on. Bombard that. No, go up here.
Course plotted.
Go up here.
Target matrix to far field scan.
Command, we've intercepted local Incarnate communications.
Resource
These
controllers
vessels are a patrol
are
group from
best.
a much larger fleet called the Queen's Guard. There's a lot to parse here. We'll shunt anything else interesting your way for analysis.
Thank you, Ops.
It'll be great judging from things you heard from the DLC, but not games for me. Well, glad to hear that the DLC will be good at least. But yeah.
Keep steady.
It's definitely not a game for everyone.
Send message.
Engineering reports a final upgrade to hull integrity on all strike craft has been made available.
Are we in... Okay. Bombard it.
Moving to range.
Oh shit, we have sensors down there as well. I don't think our resource controllers are safe, chat.
Engage enemy units. As long as the mothership doesn't get detected, we won't draw a whole armada down on top of us.
Caution, resource controller has been engaged.
Oh shit.
Ready to copy. Break contact.
Flee!
Moving to shaft.
Caution, resource controller hull integrity at 75%.
Well, that is shitty. Torpedo frigates. I thought you could bombard the sensor from afar.
Alert.
Oh
Resource
no, no,
controller
no,
hull
no. They're
integrity at
wrong,
50%
wrong.
and falling.
They're not on top. They
Caution,
are...
resource controller hull integrity at 70.
Sorry, I'm restarting. I didn't read the map properly. They are in the trenches. They are not on the surface.